Sometime back, I was looking for a place to squirrel hunt before the season opened. And I ran into a place where apparently there was a little campfire and circled with some rocks and some little small bones burned in there. And I thought, that's interesting. Maybe somebody's just camping out. But I began to realize, wait a minute, maybe that was a coven of witches that had met. In the meantime, the newspaper came out in the following week that some cows had died in this pasture and they couldn't figure it out. Sheriff's Department came out to investigate, and the cows were dead all right. There was no bullet holes. There was no wounds of any kind. Obviously, the other cattle were fine. There was no sickness. The amazing thing was they had no blood in them. Now, look, I don't know how that happens. Nevertheless, exploring a little further, I found out through the grapevine that there was a coven of witches at Moon Lake on the other side of Ouachita Parish where I live. So I investigated that further, and sure enough, there was a coven of witches over there that were meeting. Not long after that, this young man, he's probably about 6'2", comes into my church while I'm ministering, and he stands in the back. Well, I thought that was strange. There was a place where he could go sit, but he didn't. The next Sunday, he came and did the same thing, and then a third Sunday. So I said, Lord, what is that guy doing? The Lord speaks to me. He says, casting spells on your church and your people. I said, well, he didn't interrupt anything. He said, nevertheless, he's dangerous. And so I got through with the sermon on the fourth Sunday, and I ran back there and caught him, and I said, look, let me ask you a question. I said, what are you doing in my church? He says, I'm fixing to destroy your church. And it turns out he was the head or a warlock of this coven of witches. So immediately I went, okay, devil, I bind you right now, and I command you come out of this man. And he kind of shook his head like that. And I said, real quick, you want to ask Jesus in your heart? And he said, yes. And I went, this is too easy. And he did. He asked Jesus in his heart. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The warlock of the church of this coven of witches came to my church, those who want to be contentious, the Lord's church, and tried to cast spells on the people. God showed me that there was a problem with this guy, that he was a witch, he had a devil, cast the devil out of him, and guess what? He got saved. He started coming to church. In fact, he brought some more of his coven friends, and they all got saved. What a beautiful story and an end to that coven of witches that we had here in Ouachita Parish. No more bones, no more dead cattle, no more spells cast on people. So whether you believe in witches or whether you don't, I really don't care. All I know is I've had plenty of encounters with them. I've had plenty of encounters with demons, and I got to tell you, they're real. I hope you don't encounter them. But if you're saying they're not real, you may have already. And you already may be captive and don't even know it. What I'm saying is, beware. Keep your armor on so you'll be able to stand against the wiles of the devil and his fiery darts. God bless you guys, and go in peace. Love you. Bye.